Thank you very much, Shelley. As a quick review, hello everyone, welcome back. As a quick review, we're specifically discussing registered apprenticeships, RAPs, and that's where your full-time employee is trained both at a school, technical college, for example, and on the job. And again, apprentices can be new employees, someone you hire into an apprenticeship program, or come from the roles of the existing employees. And as your employees, they focus where you focus them in a particular trade or skill set during the apprenticeship. Next slide. There are many apprenticeships available, thousands actually, any of which can be discussed and even implemented here. The 6 that are here on the screen that you see, they're currently active apprenticeship programs, and they can be accessed either at Lanier Technical College or North Georgia Technical College. Our technical colleges, as all of them in the state of Georgia, act as the apprenticeship sponsor for the employers, and that takes a lot of the paperwork and red tape out of it. They are the intermediary, and they handle all of the dealings that are required by the U.S. Department of Labor. They work with the U.S. DOL for all the registered apprenticeship programs. Okay. Mentors are very important. Mentors help apprentices navigate not just work, but life. Your mentor likely will be the critical link to the apprenticeship program's success, and of course, the success of the apprentices. And when an organization has effective mentorship in place, good things happen. Like we build skills, we develop trust, we build and we grow depth in our workforce. And also characteristics like things like more effective apprenticeship selection, as we learn about apprentices and what makes good apprentices. The quality of our training experiences get better. The level of the learning outcomes in our organization are raised. We practice, as an organization, we practice effective performance management. And in doing so, we demonstrate to the apprentices that we do that and also how that's done. We foster stronger, deeper relationships between company and apprentice. And that shows them how relationships are built and how they're maintained as well. And the apprentice success rate is improved. And that's in terms of skill and retention. These things are maximized for the company. And mentors are folks, but they're folks that they know the way, they show the way, they go the way. And they do that through demonstration, evaluation, and providing continuous feedback to the apprentices. I mean, in short, effective mentorship leads to better learning outcomes, skills, stronger, lasting relationships, apprentices and company, and higher success rates for everyone, apprentices, programs, and the mentors too. Okay. If we were to think about the profile of an apprenticeship mentor, we can and should consider things like traits, competencies, education experience, interpersonal skills, and their goals. And characteristics like leadership tendency and the ability to inspire apprentices to develop, to help them change when change is needed, and to push them beyond their perceived limits. With openness, with frankness, and treating people, these apprentices, empathetically with dignity and respect. With the ability to use clear and simple language, especially when explaining complex subject matters like manufacturing processes. They have to be willing to adapt somewhat as well, especially like when working with other generations. And understand that apprentices have unique challenges. You know, they have family things and commitments and career aspirations and ideas, and we work with them empathetically. Mentors are not required to have any specific degree or technical certification. They do need to have the technical skills that are required in that position to be a teacher. And they need to be well versed in the manufacturing processes and technologies that are in the facility where they are mentoring. Capabilities like planning and coordination are important, as they'll have to keep up with this many moving parts in a up to 2-year long on-the-job learning program with many competencies that need to be taught and skills gained and demonstrated. They need to be able to see and believe in the need for the future skills in the organization and have a desire to help the next generation acquire those skills. And couple that with a dedication to the organization for organizational success. And finally, this apprenticeship mentor needs to have some bandwidth. And we believe up to 20%, depending on when it is during the apprenticeship, that they would have available to focus and support on their apprentice. Okay. The mentor has to guide and move the apprentice through the program. And this includes, from the learning objectives perspective, both guiding and coaching the related technical instruction, not giving it because that's given at the schools, but the things that are learned at the schools need to work, need to be brought in, need to be integrated. There's typically assignments that need to be supported at work so that the RTI is successful. And planning, coordinating, measuring, monitoring the successful completion of the company's on-the-job learning requirements. And this typically includes, in addition to teaching, the regularly scheduled review process and goal settings and process monitoring with the apprentices. Mentors have to periodically report the progress of the apprentice and the program to both their sponsor and also to the company. Often apprenticeship programs include something at the end called a capstone, and that's a project where mentors help guide apprentices through the application of the skills that they've learned over the apprenticeship period towards a company problem-solving process or a project to the benefit of the company. Okay. Let's take a look at the non-technical competency duties. At the beginning, we need to bring the apprentices in well. You can call that onboarding. First impressions, that's an opportunity for mentor and for company. And the mentor is and should be a major key player here. The on-the-job learning activity, I mean, that's the main thing. I mean, that is the primary work of the company during the apprenticeship program. And for mentor, that means establishing clear goals and expectations for the apprentice and on an ongoing base. Using hands-on training techniques and demonstrations, teaching tactics to get the information across, providing feedback and support. Ultimately, mentors lead by example, as we're teaching them not just work, but how to work. Integrating mentoring into all aspects of the communication every day. Mentors are trusted advisors to these apprentices. They offer the support. They also offer wise guidance, helping them grow and mature as technicians and also as people. Mentors instruct and coach as well. And here, they have to strike a balance between, I mean, there's a lot of information, technical and facts and specifications and processes. I mean, lots that has to be given and providing explicit guidance. And at the same time, we need to balance that with encouragement and challenging them to find their own solutions, investigate, and foster independence and problem solving. And while they're doing this, the mentors have to instill the need for results. I mean, this is a business, and actually get results from the apprentices. They have to redirect the apprentice when that's needed to realize the positive outcomes that the program needs. And they have to advise the apprentice through personal and business challenges that they'll surely face along the way during the program. And that's not enough. Mentors have to regularly give recognition and show appreciation to the apprentice effectively. And in short, they are the godfathers of the apprentices. Also, I mean, that was a mouthful, and please consider that your mentor, I'm sure they're going to be excellent, and yet the perfect mentor candidate probably doesn't have everything. And we need to keep in mind that there may be training needs we have to provide so that they have the skills they need to do this very well. Here's a tip for getting things started and getting mentor and apprentice off to a great start. The apprentice is pumped up, they're excited, they're ready for the first day. Let's make it count. Take those first couple of days, the onboarding process. The mentor can and does hold a lot of importance here in establishing the relationship. Let's let him or her meet them at the door. Let's show the commitment to the program. Clear the way for your mentor to spend these 2 days with an apprentice during the process, just to show how important that it all is, the program and the apprentice. Of course, there's going to be the standard HR paperwork and onboarding that has to be done, and you'll have to do that. But let's also not forget about your selection team. Most likely, the apprentice has talked to a number of people in the company. Bring them in. Let them be part of the overview of what the apprentice is and what the apprenticeship goals are, connecting them with the management at large, so to speak, of the company. Let's show them what we believe this program is and how important it really is. Okay. Okay. So that's our look briefly at mentors and the mentorship role. What's our next step? What's your next step? Well, I know as decision makers, we all want to know everything up front. We want all the facts. We want to know the strengths, the weaknesses, the opportunities, the threats. We want to be fully prepared. What's the ROI, et cetera, et cetera. And at the same time, analysis paralysis, right? That may take a few years. When you guys are in the need for the skills and need for a way to develop those skills, and we want to improve the control that we have over our workforce development pipeline, apprenticeship can be the answer, and let's get started. So we have reached the end of our prepared material.